Feminine energy is characterized by being intuitive, nurturing, empathetic, creative, receptive, and fluid. Masculine energy is characterized by being logical, action-oriented, focused, assertive, stable, and independent. Feminine energy is characterized by being the domain of the woman. Masculine energy is characterized as being the domain of the man. Therefore, the more feminine energy a woman exudes, the more feminine she's characterized as being, and the more masculine energy that a man exudes or displays, the more he's characterized as being masculine. However, both men and women have both feminine and masculine energy in them. The reason being that the human nature is more like a piece of magnet that has both north and south pole in it. So a man is more like a piece of magnet that has both feminine and masculine energy in him. And a woman also is more like a piece of magnet that has both poles of the feminine and the masculine energy in her. There are instances where a woman may exhibit more a masculine behavior because she has more a masculine energy than a feminine energy, or where a man may exhibit more a feminine behavior because he has more feminine energy than masculine energy. But these are instances, not the norm. The norm is that the man, being a biological male, has a male psyche and therefore contains more masculine energy in him. He has more a masculine personality. And the woman, being a biological female, has a female psyche and contains more a feminine energy or personality traits. One benefit for the man to have both masculine and feminine energy in him is that the feminine energy helps to balance out his masculine personality traits. So a man having feminine energy in him means that the man has some kind of intuition, nurturing, empathy, understanding and sharing the feelings of others, creativity, receptiveness, and fluidity or adaptiveness. These feminine traits help the man be a more fully functioning human being in life, because the men going to need to be more fluid and adaptive to the circumstances of life. And the men also have to learn to be creative in order to find out different ways of solving problems. And the men definitely have to be empathetic to be able to understand and share the feelings of others, especially of his wife. So it is very helpful for the man and beneficial for him to have also feminine energy in him. The same for the woman. There's much benefit in her having masculine energy in her. She has to be logical, action-oriented, focused, assertive, stable, and independent at some level. Because the woman also have plans as a human being, and she has to learn how to plan certain things, plan her actions, and to take actions to carry out her plans. She has to be action-oriented, and she has to have logic in her mind to know how to logically plan the things and to carry them out. And she has to have a sort of focus on her. She has to keep to the goal and keep at it. So it is very helpful for her to have the masculine energy to help balance out her feminine traits, her feminine personality traits, so she can help her become more of a fully functioning human being. One other reason why it is also helpful for both the men and the women to have both masculine and feminine energy in them is that they also understand each other, because they have the energy and the personality traits that each other has. So when they come together, they can communicate. They can understand each other at some level. So if one individual, like the man or the woman, is like a piece of magnet, when they come together in a relationship, then the relationship becomes a more giant piece of magnet. A giant piece of magnet that has both feminine and masculine energy in it. And just as in the piece of magnet, where the magnetic force, the magnetic field of line flows out and inside the magnet to keep the energy flowing. Likewise, in a relationship, the feminine and masculine energies flow in and out between the two of them to help the relationship going, to help the relationship be stable, to help the relationship be loving and harmonious between the two of them. So although the man has feminine energy in him, the ratio of feminine to masculine energy is not 50-50, because a man is a biological male and masculine energy is the purview of the male psyche. Therefore, the man has more masculine energy in him. So the man's psyche gravitates more toward the masculine end of the spectrum because he's a male. The same for the woman, because the woman is a biological female and feminine energy is the purview of the female psyche, of the female nature. Therefore, the woman, female psyche gravitates more toward the feminine energy end of the spectrum. So when they come together, we have the two ends of the poles. They become the two ends of the poles, the North Pole and the South Pole, the masculine pole and the feminine pole that comes together. And just as we saw that the masculine energy helps the woman becomes more of a better person to live a more full life, and the feminine energy helps the man becomes more of a better person to live a fuller life. Therefore, the man will help the woman and the woman will help the man. And in this way, they will have more cohesive, more harmonious relationship between the two of them. And the relationship will move forward and last years after years until death do them apart. This polarity between the masculine and the feminine and the specific characteristics and personality traits of the masculine energy and feminine energy tells us a lot about the proper way, the correct rule and format that the man and the woman should come together in a relationship to have a harmonious, loving, respectful, and working relationship. So stay tuned as we delve into this polarity, as we delve into the implications of the best and proper format that a male and female relationship, romantic relationship, loving relationship should be. Thanks for watching. In the meantime, subscribe and hit the bell notification as we post new videos. Stay safe and healthy.